So this is the hot tub, but this is a staging area. This is going to be part of the boxing in of the air conditioning ducts in the attic, and this is going to be the top part, and there's a wall that was built that goes this way. But just want to say, this wood is ecstatic. These pieces of wood came from old pallets when my father-in-law worked at the box factory back in the 1980s. I pulled the pallets apart. I saved all this wood for the, make shelving or something. So it is ecstatic. It is now being used for a project. So that's why I didn't go out and buy new plywood. This project, all the wood in my basement that's been saved up for some project wants to be used. But anyways, you can see that since this is a top, not that people are going to sit on this, but we're going to be putting stuff on, moving stuff, sliding it, and people are going to get slivers. So we have my good old Craftsman, I think this is a 9-inch grinder with a 80 grit sanding disc. I got goggles, I got a mask. We're going to clean the top of this up. I got another top to clean up, and then we'll go up the attic. Well, that's what happens when you forget to put the disc on here. Haven't used it in a bit. I just overlooked this. I did not put this on here, which then this is supposed to go on top. So then this just gets caught and tears up, and that was unpleasant. Okay, now we have the sanding disc backing, and we have the disc. We put some double-sided tape just to hold it flat because it's kind of curved. Let's see what we can do now. Alright, that's why I like this good old Craftsman in the days when things were guaranteed. That disc right there, look how it cleaned up, all about 3 minutes. Just enough to get all the parts that might cause injury to people with their fingers. Alright, so we got three ducts that come from the air handler through here, and then they go to, the kitchen, the family room, and the bedroom over here. So this is how we're going to box in. We put this cleat, and it was so chosen so that it would be underneath that window. And then let's screw it in, but it's pretty wild. But so this is just a 2x4 frame, some light paneling on the inside just to keep it from pushing up here, and then the top is going to sit on and screw in. So made modular, so I can make it in the basement and get it up the stairway, and it's not too heavy for me. This is the next one here. This is going to get screwed in, and then there's another top that's going to sit on there. So this is the bottom. I put cleats here. This cleat lines up right here so that the end goes there, the cleats here, this vertical wall here slides right up to it, so everything self-aligns pretty much. You don't have to guess. If we have to take these out to get to the ducts or the floor underneath, it should all line up again. And that just slid in there. It goes against the wall. That cleat underneath there aligns with the side wall. Goes right up against there, and then we're just going to put a couple of 3.5-inch screws on the 4 places, and that's why we wanted it sanded. Just, no one's up here living or sitting or sliding across it, but you're going to be putting boxes and stuff on there, and your hands are going to be dragging. And alright, so we got this section. I got to sand the top for this one. That's ready, and then we have one section, 2 more sections to do. And then we have to enclose that over there. So a little bit every day. Here's the top to that section. Again, these are boards from pallets from the box factory from 1980. So they're happy to be reused, but we're gonna just sand off all little burrs and things that can give you splinters. All right, lickety split, cleans it right up. Now it did come up to mention that here's a Craftsman 9-inch grinder sander. Back when Sears actually sold good stuff and guaranteed it for life. So I've had this probably since 1977 when I was doing I got a 1971 Ford Galaxy, big boat. They need some body work, so a friend was showing me how to do body work, so I bought a compressor, I bought a grinder. Yes, I use it quite a bit around the house still, and it works great. Alright, this one's ready. You can see how it sits on the cleat there. And then it's going to sit on this side wall. This isn't screwed in yet though. So that's a project for tomorrow. It's getting warm up here. So we'll measure from there to there. Make sure it's set. Screw it down, a couple screws, put this on top. I gotta get some 3.5 inch screws to go because it's 1.5 inches and 1 inch. So that's 2 inches, so at least 3.5 inch screw to get 1 inch into the side wall and the cleat. And then I got to work on the next section. So we've been using my table saw and my miter saw quite a bit for this air conditioning project. And you can see we have a box down here that gets filled up, but it is very full, so we need to put some into this box. Then I think I'm going to take both boxes out to the campfire pit and maybe have a little campfire, and then maybe we'll close up the pool while we're out there. Alright, we got some cut off wood, put some newspaper in here, but newspaper is getting harder to come by these days because we don't get the newspaper anymore. Alright, let's just get it going in a couple places here. Alright, let's see how it goes. So a little bit of smoke. Still newspaper burning though. We'll see if any of the wood catches. It's pretty dry wood and thin pieces, so it should. Alright, judging by the flames coming out the top, that's probably wood burning and not paper, because the paper would be dying out. Alright, so we're going to put some more on. Looks like the wind's from the east, so it's going to blow the smoke back into the woods, so shouldn't be bothering anyone's air quality in the houses nearby. We'll let that get started. We put out a good intent, a lot of gratitude for this previous week, first week of school, helping my brother, helping some other friends, putting out gratitude for those intentions. Alright, he's going pretty good. We got 1.5 boxes left. We'll let that burn down a bit. It is starting to drizzle, which it was expected that it would drizzle this afternoon, and the thought was I could get my burn in and then it would rain, so it's a little earlier than I expected. Okay, so we consolidated and then emptied the rest of those 2 boxes on there. That tote also has some wood scraps from the basement from probably a few months ago. We might empty that too. But we're going to let that burn down for a little bit and see what comes up for next. Let's see that? I think it's like a soup can or something right there. That was in there because a few months ago I changed the oil on the engine in the sawmill, and I poured the oil on the fire, on the wood in the fire pit, and I left the can there to burn out, so that when I put it in the garbage, although my wife will probably want to recycle that, unless I can hide it in the garbage enough so she can't find it. Alright, as our fire is burning down here, we got to take the cart back, and we decided it's time to start closing up the pool deck. September 1st was a Friday, 2nd and 9th. So September 9th in Buffalo, it's about time to start closing up the pool. It's going to be highs in the 60s. So we left shock to clean up the filter and a little bit of chlorine left. and those inner tubes help with the winter cover. So yeah, it's a good season for the pool, but we're only going to get more leaves in there, and it's going to be cold, and no one's going to go swimming, and then it's going to be very cold, and I will freeze my fingers, and I will swear a lot. So I'm just going to, with the previous approval of management, she wanted it left open for this past week. It was in the 90s, but no one came to swim, which is all right. I didn't think they would. It's the first week of school, so everyone's very busy, but we're going to work on closing up the pool this weekend. Alright, we took all the pool stuff to the basement and brought up another box of scrap wood from by the table saw, miter saw. Some of that's going to go in there, and some's going to replenish. I like to keep a little bit of wood out here in case you want a campfire quickly. We just go over to there, and we have a nice starting tinder kindling, if you would. You know, and then way in the back we have split wood over there behind there. Okay, I think it's time to close down the pump here, so we're draining it. We're going to pull it apart, hose it out, disconnect all the hoses. We got to take this piece off, plug the bottom drain, pull the hoses out from inside. So we got a bit to do. Kind of amazing how fast it comes apart. That was like a half an hour. Yeah, still gotta put stuff away. Stuff's gotta dry. Some stuff's gotta dry for a week in the garage before I can store it. But that all came apart really quickly. Let's go check on the fire. Here we go. We'll just consolidate one more time and let it burn down for the evening. That's gonna go over the garage. It's gotta air out for a week. I think I'm gonna take the hand skimmer over there, get in the pool, like knee deep, and clean up all the leaves in there. Then take the pool ladder out and bring in the vacuum and skimmer poles. I think that's gonna be it for today. Oh yeah, the chlorine thing's gotta come out too. And then I gotta get the cover and get it on. Alright, got the stuff out of the bottom, took the ladder out. Need to put an inner tube in here. We tie it to the two ends, put an inner tube in the middle, put the cover on, and probably fill it up with some water, at least another foot. So I have to decide if I'm going to fill it with water or put the cover on first. I'm not sure. Well, it kind of just wanted to happen, so I just clamped on this end, tied a string, pulled it across, opened it up, tightened up the, whatever it is over here, turnbuckle or whatever here, got it all well tightened up. We just gotta fill it with some water. Maybe I'll let it run tonight, give it a foot of water in there, and be where it's supposed to be. Alright.